Good morning, lads and ladies. Or I should say, ohayou gozaimasu, lads and ladies. Sorry, slip of the tongue. I'm very tired, unfortunately. It's like 4:30 in the morning here, and I've just been chatting with a mate of mine, and we got into some very deep and very sensitive, a matter of sensitive talk when it comes to race, where it's like involves like George Floyd's, and after doing some research on the man, it's kind of obvious to realize that making him a martyr was not my intention, nor was it like the main point of my last video. And the whole reason of why I'm defending Cadance Owens for this is because she is stating the facts. And I want to talk about my friend that I was talking with, because he basically posted a video about certain people giving their opinions on how Black Lives Matter isn't really, you know, as important as everyone else's lives where it comes to Asians or whites. And this is something that I'm kind of torn on, because being white, I don't really know. Well, just being me, basically, because I'm quite a very confident person in certain sections, but I'm also a very sensitive person when it comes to certain sections as well, as are all individuals. But, I don't know what it's like to be put under someone's foot, or to be, put into a position of, like I have no power in a certain sense. But again, what person has in like the past 200 years and so on and so forth, from what I heard, is that slavery was abolished, like in America, like obviously not in most other countries and so on and so forth, especially not here in England. I can't even imagine something like that even being the case. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. My friend posted a video of Morgan Freeman basically giving a reason to stop racism, and that was to stop talking about it. Because he doesn't refer to people as white or black, he refers to them by their name, as I would and as you would, as the viewer and as the person, basically. I mean, I don't know what race you are, and really I don't even care what race you are. What matters is your opinion, as does my friend's opinion. And the fact that my friend's opinion got attacked was quite disgusting to me. The fact that someone behind a screen can just say whatever the hell they want. I mean, again, it's legal and it's fine because it's your opinion, but don't attack one man because he's trying to spread the message that what we're going through right now is a very hard and trying time, and it should be treated with the utmost care and not with violence, basically, and not with hate and racism, basically, because this is what black people do to white people, and this is a very true fact, is that we are being made to grovel towards black people. And the way I look at George Floyd now, after researching about him, how he held a gun to a woman's like stomach, and yes, this woman was black, by the way, and she did have a child. She was pregnant with a baby at the time. And how he's been on so many drugs charges, and he was on drugs at the time when he was murdered. Of course, the family still deserves justice, like away, but that doesn't mean that he should be held as a martyr. But I'm not saying that it doesn't take away from black lives mattering, basically, because they do matter, just as white lives, just as Asians, just as every other ethnic in this world. In every country, life should be sacred. It doesn't matter what ethnic you are. I'm defending Cadance because she is giving true facts. She's not giving her own opinion. Well, technically she is. It's basically a rant. But at the end of the day, it's still facts that she's given to us. Like, she's opened my eyes to what George Floyd was as a person, because these are true facts, that he was a criminal. Yes, he didn't deserve to die, but that doesn't mean that he deserves to be treated like a hero, because he wasn't. He wasn't the type of person that I think would have thrown his life away for an entire community, that I really think would like hold him up to such high standards like that. I just can't think that after like hearing about it. Really, I mean, opinions can change, and mine has certainly changed of his. Really, at the end of the day, again, my thoughts haven't changed of him because he's black. My opinion has changed of him because he was a criminal, but that doesn't mean that all criminals are not, redeemable. But again, when you have 5, 6, 7, 8 different charges to your name, it's hard for you to believe that this man can change after so many stints in prison. It's hard to believe that. Like, if you give a addict drugs, they will take those drugs because it is in their system and it is part of them at that point, basically. It's just upsetting to see at a time when we're apart during a pandemic, that we are still far apart as races and as people. And it just really upsets me to see that, because I thought we were part of a new generation that understood something like this, but that doesn't seem to be the case. In defence of Cadance, thank you, my dear, for opening my eyes to who George Floyd was, and to having a better understanding of learning the facts about a person at the end of the day. Because what she says about black people blaming white people does have a stand of facts, basically. Again, because if you looked at a white person, and let's say that I'm black and I walked up to a white person and I basically made a derogatory term, people would just laugh that off, and I just think to myself, why? He just made a racist remark against you. If it was the other way around, if it was an Asian or a white person or a Native American saying that to a black person, it is immediately racist. It doesn't matter if like it was in context or out of context or not, basically. It is just something that has been bred into some white people to like immediately grovel and beg and like, say sorry for something that they possibly didn't know what they've done, or like what they haven't done, more importantly. We have been apologizing for far too long for something that we have not done as this generation of people, basically. And you might be saying, oh, well, like, again, that's what white people deserve. Like, no, that is not what we deserve as this generation. I can't believe I'm having this talk, because racism is something that is never going to be abolished, unfortunately, until we decide to look at one each other and just say that, just say their name. Stop referring to people as white or black or Asian. Refer to them as their name. My name is Buster. Yes, it's an unusual name, but it is my name, and I'm proud of that name. That was the name my father gave me when I was just a wee little lad who nearly died in his mother's stomach. I nearly died, and I would have never gotten the chance to meet so many wonderful people in my life, to meet the women I fell in love with, to spend my life with people that I care for so much. But the fact that we're in a world where hate and racism and stuff like that is able to take place is despicable, but that is human nature. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect, no one is perfect, but I am just so thankful for people that are willing to support those who are unfortunate enough to be affected by times like this. There is always going to be ill justice. There is always going to be people that suffer at the foot of others. And to that I say that, what can I say? It's just going to keep happening until we stop referring to one another by the colour of our skin. And it's just, looking at me right now, I'm probably like a rainbow of colours, like with my ginger beard, hazel hair, and red face and all that. I'm just shattered, I'm tired and all, but not of this, because this is something we should fight for, basically. We should fight for our own colour and be proud of ourselves as people, but not as our colour, as people. Be proud of yourself as the person that you know you can be to the best of your ability, basically. So for all those who are watching this in defence of George Floyd, I'd like to hear your opinion on the facts, whether it be in defence of George Floyd or in defence of Cadance. I would really love to hear your opinion, because at the end of the day, this is something that needs to be discussed and understand it, because a white man's opinion must matter. And I thank you, Candice, for standing up for the white man for a change, because there are not many black people that would look at white people and say the same that we are saying for you, because normally I would say this is where I would not understand a black person, but at the end of the day, of course I understand. We all suffer, we all feel pain, we all bleed. So I retract my last statement from my last video, and I will not apologise for being white. I will never apologise for being proud of who I am as a person. But I am proud to hear that there are people that are smart enough and wise enough to give their own facts and the truths to injustice in this world. So thank you again, Cadance. And thank you, lads and ladies, for watching this video. Please support all people that go through these types of issues. Of course, I do not expect anyone to take this video. Well, I do expect people to take this video with a grain of salt in a certain sense, and there are going to be some backlashes and all that, but at the end of the day, it's an opinion. It's my opinion, and really, I'm sure to most of the black community, my opinion doesn't matter, because I'm just one lonely white man at the end of the day, because, you know, I haven't suffered enough or some shit like that. But what can I say? I've been stabbed, I've been punched, I've been kicked, I've been dragged through the dirt. So really, what difference is that to suffering, really? To like 500 years of suffering? I don't see Jewish people complaining, you know, about the Germans basically genociding nearly an entire race of people. The difference is with that is that they've moved on. They have learned to live as themselves again. They've learned to live. And that is what we must do. This has to stop. This incessant violence between races and between the people that are trying to keep us safe, the police in general. This has to stop. So again, thank you for watching, lads and ladies. And take care, my friends.